Simon, you're into half-time and the rain came pretty heavily and the skill differential began to show. Would that be a fair assessment, do you think?
Yeah, look, I thought in the first half there were some areas of our game that were much improved, especially the link between our offence and our defence. But yeah, clearly when the rain came, the momentum shifted pretty heavily in their favour. We absorbed a lot of their momentum that they're really good at, and we had trouble getting the ball out of our D50. So, and they were a lot cleaner in that stage of the game. So that's probably where the game changed. But in saying that, there were some positives in the first half. But in the end, Richmond are a pretty classy team.
Third and fourth quarters becoming a bit of a consistent theme with score differentials. I think you're negative 134 for the year in the third quarter, for example. Why do you think you're having those fade outs?
Oh, look, I think that's something that we've looked at. Part of it's the way we're playing and our inefficiency, and then that weighs down on the team. So, that's certainly not an excuse, but that's certainly a reason, and we're continuing to work on that. But I think we certainly need to perform better in the back half of games. Too often we've been in situations where we've been in winning positions, and we haven't got a result. So we've got to own that, which we will, and we'll continue to find ways to get better as the game goes on. Yeah, I thought we used more of the ground. The last few weeks we've probably been a little bit skinny. And probably had our link between our offence and our defence has been out of whack. So we certainly made some adjustments in those phases tonight and early. I think you probably saw some of those benefits. But once the weather set in, I thought we just struggled to adjust to the conditions. Early in the third quarter, they got those 2 or 3 pretty quick goals on turnover, and we really struggled to peg it back from there. And we sucked up a lot of territory. Yeah, look, you obviously really worry when a guy's come back off a long rehab with a knee, but he rolled his ankle. He came back on, had it re-strapped. We'll just see how that pulls up. But, yeah, she was nervous times because you worry about a guy like that. He's gone through a lot since he's in his short journey as an AFL player, and we're pretty glad it's just his ankle.
Did you think it was bad news when the rain came down, or just happened later?
So what was that?
Did you think it was going to be bad news for your team when it rained at half time, or it just so happened you couldn't go?
Oh, look, I think if you analyse Richmond pretty closely, they're an outstanding wet weather footy team. That's the game style they like to play. They generate that really good forward momentum with handball and knock-ons and kick off the grounds, and they make it really challenging with their ground level play. So we knew that would be a challenge, but at the same time we probably needed to adjust a bit better ourselves. So full credit to Richmond in the way they play the conditions, but it certainly was a moment in the game when it changed.
You feel good that Max Goodwin was a positive? Perhaps that was his best game, one of his best games this year?
Oh, I think Max has been outstanding all year. He's been sensational for us. He's one of our leaders, and he keeps giving for the footy club. And I just love his will and his want to be great, and he keeps producing week after week.
Are you trying to experiment with a few things?
Yeah, look, we're certainly presented with opportunities to look at things. Through some personnel being out and what we're doing. So, having a look at Harrison Petty forward, having a look at Braden Pruce and the two rucks operating together, trialling a few things through the middle of the ground, giving Christian Petrarca a bit more midfield time, and even rolling, different players through there. So, we're having a look, getting some opportunity to look at some stuff. But, we want to continue to forge ahead and win games of footy. Oh, no, I think, we're pretty limited. We had, I think, only 7 or 8 guys playing in the VFL today. So, we've got our group. We've made some little modifications in the last couple of weeks. We'll continue to look at those and assess those. And, we'll take a lot out of the first half, but we're still highly disappointed with the result. We expect to win every time we go into play, and we weren't able to do that tonight.
Do you think Stephen May will be available next week?
Yeah, he'll play next week. He ran really fast today in his rehab, so he's ticked a few of those boxes, and he'll be right to go next week. Yeah, look, it's one of those opportunities that's presented to get him back into his place where he was drafted as a forward. For a while this year, we've had to use him down back and in the midfield, but to get him forward in the last month, he's actually shown he's a really top goal kicker and moves really well for us. So he's a real positive for us moving forward.
You can see he was a bit surprised by the lack of tackle pressure and pressure in the first half. And you got
Yeah.
Are you trying to shift things in that regard?
We are, but at the same time, it was a low tackling game. Both teams, the ground was, pretty open at times. I think it was 45 to 36 tackles, and both teams had nearly 100 marks. So, as I said, it was a different-looking game in terms of the Melbourne way of playing. But there's some things to work off in the back of that.
What are your key focuses for the next 3 weeks? And do you feel that there's a bit of pressure now to flick the switch so you can go into next season with some momentum?
Oh, look, we'd love to, Tom. It's we want to continue. As I said, the players' effort and their intent is there. I think everyone can see that. Our method was slightly different tonight. It's continuing to improve, but we want to actually build on that. We've made some adjustments, but we want to build that. We've got 3 weeks to keep moving forward and give us a really good look at, some of the things we're trying to implement, over the next 3 weeks and win some games of footy. We're a footy club that wants to win, and I'll continue to say that. We didn't win tonight, but we'll be out there next week trying to win.